Hello friends, force acting on curved surface. Water tanker. Now if you observe the figure consists of now two surface. For the tanker, it's a cylindrical tank, two surfaces, vertical surface circle and curved surface. We analyze plane surface, shape circle. So for each, here you can use the formula F equals to gamma A x, where gamma or W unit weight of a fluid, A area of a lamina or surface in a contact with a fluid, and x represent the position of a centroid with respect to free liquid surface. For the tanker, it's a cylindrical tank, two surfaces, vertical surface circle and curved surface. Tank surface MNTS. If tank full, then surface marked with a red color and surface marked with a green color. The force acting on these two surfaces same. Let us analyze the surface MNTS. If tank full, then edge MQ, water or liquid below the surface, and for edge QN, water or liquid above the edge. Similarly, for the surface SR or edge SR, liquid below the surface, and RT, liquid above the surface. Surface RT NQ, curved surface. So water above the liquid. Surface RT, lamina or surface below free liquid surface. Here it's an enlarged view of curved surface RT. You can divide the lamina into part. If we try to analyze the randomly total pressure acting on small part or strip, in that case the line of action is different. So it's not possible to go with a integration for the force component on individual curved surface. If we resolve individual force dF1, dF2 and dF3 into horizontal and vertical component, in that case horizontal component of each force dF1, dF2 and dF3 are parallel to each other, and similarly vertical component of individual force dF1, dF2 and dF3 are parallel to each other. So we can continue with the integration for horizontal component to calculate the net horizontal force acting on a curved surface. Similarly, with the integration, we can calculate the net vertical force acting on a curved surface. And after that, we can calculate the resultant of a horizontal component and a vertical component as a total pressure acting on a curved surface. Let us analyze small elementary area dA. force acting on surface dA is nothing but a dF. Let us resolve it into two components, vertical component dFv and horizontal component dFh. Theta angle made by surface plane with respect to free liquid surface. So dF resolve into two components, dFv and dFh. Area dA, if you concentrate here, dA sin theta represent the projection of area dA in a vertical plane, and dA cos theta represent the projection of area dA in a vertical plane. Total pressure force equals to pressure into area dP by using hydrostatics law, W into H, where W unit weight of a fluid and H height of a fluid column. So dFv equals to dF cos theta and dFh equals to dF sin theta. So here horizontal component H equals to W H dA sin theta equals to, here dA sin theta, it's a projection of area dA in a vertical plane. Therefore, integration of dFh is nothing but Fh, or H, total pressure acting on a projected area in a vertical plane. Similarly, vertical component on a strip W H dA cos theta, WH projection of a area in a horizontal plane. So here integration of a dFv vertical component represent the total force component in a vertical plane equals to total weight of a fluid column acting on that area. So finally, let us summarize. The horizontal component, total pressure acting on a projected area in a vertical plane, and the vertical component is total weight of a fluid column supported by the surface.